did see Ron.
That's what he said. He said you had dinner?
Not really, but we had a donut. Maybe that counts as dinner.
For him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they like him up there. I can see that.
Pardon me?
They like him up there. He was at the front desk when I came in,
Yeah.
so I sat there with him at the front desk.
Yeah,
There's
they
a
like him at the nurse's station.
Yeah.
Which is
He-
fine.
I think the way I sense I got was he wants to communicate. He's having trouble communicating. But he's got the energy. He's not sitting there doing nothing.
Yeah, I know, and it's just like, I know.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure you know better than I know.
No, well, not really. I'm just pleased as punch that you understand.
Well, I understand, and I'm going to go back. I know the situation. You know what? If you recognize me for
Hold on a minute, I gotta fix my hearing aid. Yeah,
if you recognize me just for 1 minute out of 45 minutes, I'm happy.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
I know exactly
You know
what
what I
you're
mean?
saying.
He offered first. He's so gracious. When I first came in, I didn't see behind the desk because he was behind the desk in his chair. I went to the room and then they said he's over there.
Yeah.
And first thing he said, I think he said my name, I really do, and he offered me a donut. And one of those, first thing he did. And you could see he was a take charge guy. He's there with the schedule, he's telling him what to do.
Yeah, and I think it's because of that. When was it? I guess I was over there on Sunday, because I did not go Saturday.
What day did I go? I went on
And
Saturday.
There was I think this young man, this young CNA was there from the agency, and I could tell, he was, howdy. And he was trying to help Ron, he was just gonna check him and this sort of stuff. Well, Ron didn't want anything of it. So he's trying to brace himself at the door and everything, and it was hard to tell the guy that, you know, I don't need anybody else getting slow.
Yeah, he gets pretty inconsistent.
Yeah.
I could see that. Yeah, you're amazing.
Yeah. Howdy. How are you? Good. I'm fine.
Hey, Mason. Good to see you.
The day to day.
Good to see you. Let me tell you, I saw her at PT.
Yes.
Yeah, and we have the same therapist.
Oh.
At least we have the same PT therapist. That woman's helped me a lot. What's your head?
Yeah.
Yeah, that woman has helped me a lot.
Good morning.
What's her name?
Melissa?
Melissa, okay. Amy Amy, I think, likes her, but a half hour just doesn't seem to,
40 minutes, isn't it? 40?
she just gets 30.
Oh, that is what she can take.
But she continues with the work with a regular trainer that we.
Oh, that's different. Okay. Hey, Ashley.
How are you?
Good morning. Good morning, Father. She does the stuff at home, right? That's the key.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Oh,
We're waiting for George.
Elizabeth's coming. She's in the parking lot.
Oh, good. I don't think it'll be very long today. But so when I went up there, I know they have COVID there, right? I wore a mask, and it's in his end of the hall. Good morning.
No, Kathy.
Is it his end of the hall?
Yeah.
And the COVID's in his
They go
end
to
of the
Kathy.
hallway? That's all right, don't worry about it.
Okay.
George, I don't know.
That's all right.
This room
Thank you
is
for
so
grabbing them.
echoey. I have trouble with it. Do you? Yeah. I have
They have,
crowd
they have,
control, but it's still
T-coil.
there.
They have T-coil in this building?
Huh?
You know what T-coil is? T-coil. Like it's a thing for people with hearing aids. And it's,
I know.
I don't know if they have,
That's too much technology for me.
yeah. At the synagogue, we have one.
Yeah, I know they have them at the church.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So, okay.
We'll wait for Elizabeth and then George, and I think he said he was coming.
I thought he was out of town
Oh, maybe I'm wrong.
because he was leaving, he was driving down to Somerville right after
Oh,
the land care,
okay.
after Saturday.
Well, we'll give him till 2 minutes after.
Yeah. Now, whether he's going to come in Zooming, I don't know, but
Oh,
I have no idea. I just showed up.
yeah, I'm glad you showed up.
Good morning, everybody.
Hello.
I've been out twice. Remind them to turn on the lights. It's just easier.
Well, I can assure you, I hear it every
Second
morning.
time today. It's the second time, usually comes around 7. We get them all day long.
I can assure you, I hear them every morning at 7:30.
Yeah.
They are,
Yeah, so this is, I can send you, this is the
they're very punctual. I'll give
ordinance.
them
Yeah, I've got it.
Punctual.
It's in there, and I did some, it's a project.
Yeah,
You just need to get to it.
and I have a couple of ideas.
That's it.
But I think you need to read that whole phrase because it is a qualified
Yeah.
plan.
Anyway,
And the very next one is
They're up in,
it's illegal for builders to tear up anything that's in
just come a couple of weeks and then they go home and
yes, we've already been down that.
Huh?
Yes, we discussed that at the last meeting
You could.
Janet,
Good.
with the
maybe,
people who did it.
Yeah,
maybe March to March.
and I hope they know that they are
For a
legally
year.
responsible. But
Yeah.
what the town decides to do. Anyway. But I think that's important also.
Yeah.
Because that actually is a space, that right of way is there
They
in
keep the
case
car in the garage.
the town ever decided to complete
So if
Quillet
they are
Lane
there,
across the
if
bridge,
they're parking
across
right,
the creek,
you can't
and
really
end up to Virginia.
tell.
So that's what
Yeah.
that right of way is. It's not just there for power.
It's, yeah.
I
But it's
find-
also
I
the
find
main-
extension.
yeah, one,
Well, it would be if, like if Helene
oh,
took
yeah.
out
No, the
Assembly,
people from,
then that would have been, if something like Helene took out parts of Assembly Drive, so that would then become more of the routing up into
It
the
very well
Virginia
could
would
be.
be.
And it can be used also as,
Good morning.
It's 9:02, I think we'll start, because you thought George went away anyway, so we're not going to wait for George.
I think George is.
Okay, fine, so we're all here. Okay, so we'll start. So welcome, everybody, to the Town of Montreat's Tree Board Monthly Meeting. Today is Tuesday, April 14th, 2026. So welcome, everyone. It's good to see everybody here on a beautiful spring day. And we'll start out with a moment of silence, please. Okay, thank you. All right, so you should have the minutes in front of you. They didn't get posted for office reasons, but they are in front of you. It's more of a summary, which I've been taking because I can't write that fast as we speak as a secretary, unless someone wants to volunteer. But these are just a summary of the minutes. Maybe read through them to, if there's any corrections somebody would like to make, yes.
I do not believe I was here at the.
Oh, okay, that's a nice correction, okay. Okay, and, thank you. And any other corrections? Yes, go ahead.
Third to last line should be can't begin until, instead of can begin.
Okay, thank you. I'll make that correction, and I'll submit it to Angie. It's two, any other corrections? Okay, so can I have a motion to approve the minutes as amended?
So moved.
Okay. Okay, And a second, please.
Second.
Okay, Ashley, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Okay, thank you. Okay, so, you know, when I looked at our agenda, when I put it together, we kind of talk about the same things, which is fine, because these are projects, you know, which is nice that the tree board has projects. So these are just kind of like updates, but I would like to hear really from Ashley and Elizabeth, George isn't here, on the wonderful land care event, which was terrific, speaking as a resident of Montreat. So I'd like to hear it. Were you happy with the turnout? Were you happy with everything?
So we had 15 booths. 4 were nursery-related, plant-related. 4 were chapter-related, so Chestnut Foundation, HRI, Swananoa Valley Wild, and Swananoa Tree Alliance.
Right.
And then we had 4 local artists who also participated. So we had a great group, a good cross-section. The Lord provided us with beautiful weather.
Beautiful.
Unfortunately, we did not know about the race that was happening at 9 a.m. that morning. And so most of the parking was a problem. But it actually, I think it benefited later on because when the runners were finished with their race around 1 o'clock, they all came to visit the festival.
Yeah.
So it increased traffic, but it also made parking a challenge. So we had a lovely tea. There were 3 rounds of the tea in the Lower Moore Center. And Bill Seaman presented his Flat Creek 2040
2040, correct.
presentation. It was very well received.
It was.
And overall, we've gotten great feedback. I've gotten a thank you note from one of our vendors. So, you know,
How was the tour?
The Treasure Tree Walk had about, I think they had 10 or 15 people go on it. And so some of them went straight down and back, and then some of them with Martha took a detour to go see the carved bear trees that are in Bill Neely's backyard, because I guess there were some kids that wanted to see that. So applying,
Came back Elizabeth's path, so.
that's okay. Well, it's all forest and, yeah. So they seem to, you know, enjoy doing that. Jason is talking about maybe tying that Treasure Tree Walk in with, he's going to do a couple of the history walks with the PHC this summer. And so he may tie a little more tree information into those walks, which I think would be a nice nexus, because they can all be combined. It's all the same information in the same route. And it's a good route for people who don't want to go do West Ridge or the Valley Circuit in 15 miles in a day. So, but he's talking about doing those and then getting a little more tree environment, which is nice to help promote our trees and that part of our environment in Montreat. So it seemed to go okay. And having, the last time, when we did it last fall, there were like 30 people, and that was really too big. And so this kind of group of 10 worked a lot better.
any other questions about the event?
Yeah, I was there, and I really enjoyed it. And how'd the vendors do? Did they do some business that you know
I
of?
believe they did.
Wonderful.
The nursery vendors, all 4 of them, I mean, the strawberry people sold out before 1
Yeah.
o'clock.
Right.
And the other 3 said, absolutely,
They'll
things
be-
are on the list for next year.
Wonderful.
So,
Okay. Yeah, they're,
Kathy did a beautiful job.
Beautiful.
The communication and the social media piece, we had sent all of the vendors the poster that was around. And they all sent it out on their social media, so we had a huge amount of reach. The interesting thing is the physical signs, we only had 10 of them, and they were just strategically placed from here to Cheshire, and got lots of feedback that people had seen those. But going forward, if you happen to see one still up, please take it down and bring it back here.
It sounds like the whole area was filled. You had really maybe you had room for 1 or 2 more vendors, and that would have been it.
We could have expanded it. We actually
Okay.
tightened the circle
Okay.
with intent, and gave the vendors more room behind themselves.
Okay.
To, expand it where they needed it. But setting up the field on Friday was great. The stakes and the, what's that stuff called?
tape, the,
The tape, whatever it's called. All that worked really well, and as soon as they were in place, we just
Yeah.
put it all up so it didn't look
yeah.
commercial.
Yeah, and I think probably on the, I was going to say a couple things to add. I think on the back end, I think that the committee that organized it we need to compile a few notes on things that could be better for next year. One, being sure that MRA actually shows up to bust down tables or help us set up tables. We need brawn. We need some muscle before and after. There's too many of us that
Right.
don't need to be hauling tables around for one reason or another.
Right, and they're,
You know, there's just some things like that, things can always get improved, but it went really, really well. I just wanted to make a couple of remarks about the actual, so the tree board had a table. And I think our involvement was great because Ed and Ann staffed the table, Tyler helped staff the table, Tyler, he helped haul out all the trees that we got. Ashley was there all day, so in terms of our involvement, I think we really helped, the tree board really helped to support the event and make it work. We did have, Asheville Greenworks donated 62 trees to the
Beautiful.
event. And those trees, as we guessed, the red buds that they gave us were gone by 10/20. So that smaller understory tree, we need to see if we can skew towards those next year. The willow oaks and the overcup oaks also all went. They had a whole lot of red oaks. We gave most of them away to landowners for help for reforesting. There were 6 red oaks left at the end of the day, and those I just gave to the town, to Barry and Daniel, and they're going to make use of those in their properties. Also, I don't know how we want to credit it, but because I joined the Chestnut Foundation, I actually got some wild chestnuts, literally the nut that was sprouting. And of the 10 of those, 1 went to MRA, 1 I gave to Jean Norris because she really wanted it. I forget where I gave 1, so I gave 7 of these nuts to Barry and Daniel, who are pretty excited about putting them in, I think, up higher, you know, wherever they want to put them, whoever wants to have one. These are different from whatever we do on that public piece of property. These were just chestnuts that I happened to get, so. But they can go in, if anybody really, really wants one, you can go fetch one from over by the,
I was going to note
And-
also from a programming perspective, we did have the Arbor Day declaration.
right.
And
Yeah.
the event was dedicated to Brad Hester and the surprise plaque we presented to
Yeah,
James.
right.
yeah, which was really touching. So then also on the tree board table, I made a jar of hemlock cones and had to guess the number of hemlocks. There were like, I don't know, 30, 40 people who actually entered a guess, which surprised me. And very luckily, a young gentleman who entered like at the very last, the kids were running around the field. At the end, they all came over, the 4 of them came over, and it was one of those kids who happened to have the best guess. So, and then I gave the jar of hemlock cones to the Hemlock Society because the HRI, they thought it was fun and they're going to take the jar and use it again, so.
The one thing that I would suggest is that we make our presence known
Yes.
a little bit more. We did not have any separate signage for the tree board.
That was my note here. We need a tree board banner.
Yeah, and I know we've had some in the past. I've lost track of where it went or whatever. So, and I didn't realize it until too late Friday night
Okay.
that I didn't have any of that. But yeah, we need, because it was great to be a part of land care,
We didn't stand out.
but we needed to be together.
Right, I agree. And I made that point, that we need a tree board banner.
Yeah.
Which I can talk to the office, maybe we have a little bit of a budget. I don't know, it can't be that expensive. Because I'm going to get into that on the,
The tree board has many years its own table too.
Pardon me?
The tree board has had its own table in past years too.
We did, but it seemed like it just, all of land care and wild, Bear Wise and all of that got blended in together. So and I know with our banner, with the flags that we had behind the 2 tables was great. So we had our presence there, but I think we just need to, I'm very possessive of the tree board. So to get it,
Work on
Yeah,
to,
we did kind of blend into a big
Yeah.
clump of
And
5 topics.
yeah.
And I don't know that people realized that they could think about each of these topics.
And part of it was, I found myself hopping around and trying to make sure I could get in and out. without too much of a problem to be able to talk about tree board stuff, yeah.
And I'll speak to the office about a tree board banner
Yeah, and
or something like that, you know.
I don't know, I'll keep looking.
Keep looking.
I'll keep looking at my
Not
house,
expensive.
and I don't know if what you have up at your house.
The only thing I have, the only slag I had was the, Tree City that
Yeah,
I did bring,
yeah.
but that was huge.
And I have, yeah.
Okay, all right, so, wonderful.
And I am keeping, Kathy and I had an informal debrief, and I'm keeping a long list of stuff that we talked about, so I've added
Okay.
separate the tree board and, we kind of intended to have that as what I call town's corner, you know, everything that the town was engaged with was supposed to
Right.
be on that side.
Right.
But we didn't designate it as separate booths, and so, you know, if we want to do that next year, we can do that.
Yeah. Do you have an idea of the attendees, not us, the vendors? What percentage were Montreat and what outside?
There's no way for us to have that
Just by
information.
the faces? I think it was a lot of outsiders.
There were plenty of unfamiliar faces.
Yes, exactly, which is a great thing to know that, yeah.
Well, I talked to somebody who lived up in the Washington DC area, and they were down, I forget why, and just, it was, he'd never heard of tulip poplars, so I shared some seeds with him.
Right, this,
I said, be sure and take them out before they get washed, so,
the only thing I can say is I think it's going to grow,
yeah,
okay? And
it should grow up here.
It's,
We
no,
did.
well, not only the tree, I'm talking about the program.
Yeah.
The land care, this whole festival idea is going to just get bigger and bigger. I really believe that, yeah. So that's great. So thank you to all the members of the tree board that were involved. Thank you so much. All right, so let's go down to Ashley. In the minutes, I talked about that $10,000. Did I get that right? That
Yes, so, as, I'll just refresh what I said last time.
Okay,
The Swananoa Valley Wild has requested to review the application and the grant program that we participated in order to have their approval. Jean is aware of this. She knows she needs to send me the content, but she has not yet. So
all right.
we talked about it 2 days ago.
you mean the Flat Creek proposal? They want to review?
That's correct.
Okay, gotcha.
So from a tree board perspective, I think we're all in agreement, we want that money to go that direction. But in order for them to formally endorse it, they would like to see the proposal. I think that's
Right,
very reasonable.
and the fact that that project's a long-term project, the money is there, we're not going to lose the money,
It is
are we?
earmarked for us, it's not.
Okay, gotcha, okay, well, that's good. Oh, sorry about that. I'm so sorry for that. I thought I turned this thing off. I have an Android, and I don't like an Android phone. The Apple is so much better. Sorry about that. No, let me put this in here. I've got two phones, this Apple at least. Okay, all right, so thank you for that update, and, great. So, let's go, I'm gonna say the best for last. The Tree City application, and I spoke to them. The year starts when we submit it. In other words, I told them we fell a little bit behind for all kinds of reasons. They said, just get it to us. When you do, you have your certification. So I haven't really done a lot on it.
But the application does not officially appear online until the fall, because the deadline is the first, believe it's the 1st of December unless they've changed it.
Yeah, that's-
So right now, what we need to do is make sure we have volunteer hours. We need to make sure that Barry and them are keeping track of what they need to do. And just, we need to be prepared.
All right, so maybe you and I, between now and the May meeting, we'll get together and, because you did give me an application. We're like in the middle of the year that we're not certified for.
Yeah,
We'll talk about it.
yeah.
But I spoke to him, and he said they don't really check the numbers, not that we should lie, but
They what?
they don't really check the numbers.
Yeah.
It's an honor system. So you don't have to be so specific with everything. But, this is a good, honest estimation of volunteer hours,
Yeah.
of money spent. They're okay with that.
Yeah, and I know, and I talked to Kathy, I said, we need to know how many people, volunteers today, worked,
Okay.
and they need to know a general number.
That's all, correct.
Question.
Yes.
This that you're trying to submit, It's for calendar year 2025? It's for calendar
26.
year 26?
26,
26.
26, the year we're in,
So the year we're in.
right.
And we need to tally up everything that happened in 2026 or everything that happened to date?
2025. We are behind, no, 2025 for
So
the
we-
2026 approval.
Yeah.
Right,
So we're still doing historical information from 2025.
correct.
And so we need to capture what happened this past weekend for the 2026 application, which is December?
27.
Which, right, exactly.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And you have more
Confused.
experience with this than I do. You have more experiences than I do.
It's
So
what?
You have more experience with this than I do. So maybe you can answer Elizabeth's,
Okay, yeah. It actually, when we submit in December, and they say in December, well, what about stuff after the date? And they say, estimate as best you can. And then we start fresh with January 1 for the next calendar year. So right now, we're theoretically, all we're doing is 2026. And they want to know how involved the community is in environmental protection and care, and what all the town actually does to let residents know what's going on, how they can address issues, educational opportunities, support of town staff. That has come up in the past, what we've done for that. As far as volunteer hours, it's mainly community members. Anyone who is paid actually you cannot count those hours. So if the staff helps us out with something, it's not on a volunteer basis, it's part of their job. So it's just one of those tricky little things. So, but so we're now in 2026, and basically what they had for 2025, unless they changed something again, which is not often, go by what the requirements are for 2025, and that tells us what we need, what we need to complete. If we want to go for a growth award, that often will get changed also, and we can put in information probably, because of Helene, we may be able to do something with the all-access path, because that specifically targets a part of the population in Montreat and the area, to increase accessibility to the wildlife and, this sort of thing. So there are projects along the way that we need to explore. Some of them are like, no, we can't do that, and that's fine. They offer a whole smattering of things for growth awards. You just can only declare it, though, once. So if we've already done something about the all-access path, then we can't report it again, so.
I think, Elizabeth, that you're asking is when we submit on December the 1st, 2025, like last December, was that to get certified for 2025? Is that what you're asking? What did you do this year?
Yeah, so I
Is that
guess
what your question was?
I thought we were supposed to have submitted something before the holidays, but we got an extension.
Right.
So we have not yet submitted it.
Right.
And what needs to be submitted covers calendar year 2025. Because
right.
we're late.
Correct.
So we just need to basically just go with whatever it is, because it sounds like they don't really check it that
That's-
closely.
exactly.
So just submit something and move on. Is that-
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that'll be for 2025.
And that would be
Yeah.
2025.
Right.
But meanwhile, we're doing data collection, like how many hours for this past festival.
Well, that's for
We're doing
2026.
Data collection and
Right.
photo collection or
Right.
whatever,
Yeah,
in anticipation of needing those details
We will
this coming December.
yeah.
December 1st, 2026.
And there's just the basic 4 requirements, which I think we met, because it was a small kind of Arbor Day thing when we did that treasure tree and history walk. and declared that kind of a small Arbor Day, which is why we had flags flying and all sorts of stuff going on.
Right.
So, yeah, and the more pictures we can submit.
I'll make the commitment to the board that when we have our meeting on May 12th, we will have filed our application.
Okay.
I'll make that
Yeah,
commitment.
and you might want to just double check and make sure we're not too
No,
late.
No, I spoke to them.
Yeah, oh, good.
Yeah, I did speak.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very, they understand what happened over in this part of the state.
Right.
So,
Okay, that's a Tree City application. Let's go to Rock. I think the last minutes were that nothing goes on at this time of year in treatment,
Well, actually, we had a very nice day.
Okay, and I knew that.
On March 30th, Elizabeth, myself,
GPS or something.
Joe Standard, and the HRI representative, we started here at the gate, and we made our way all the way up to the barn, identifying every hemlock that we could find, evaluating it for health, where it is in the health spectrum. And Elizabeth and Joe have attempted to put together a spreadsheet, which unfortunately I have not had a moment to look at yet. I understand from just our experience, we did it, 4 or 5 hours we were out there. I think we have maybe 10 critical trees. Some of them I think are on MRA property. I know 2 specifically. There's one by the lake, and there's literally, you know where the Moore Center sign is?
Yeah.
There's one right across the street that is in terrible condition. And so I've told Tanner about those 2, but I'm going to go through all the data and then go back to the respective groups, and we need to figure out for those few, doing a treatment on those few, but everything else seemed to be in very good shape.
Right.
So that is our progress. We do not intend to have a massive volunteer effort this spring, but we can, once we all have a handle on that list and what
Okay.
we're working with, then we can make some better choices about how we're treating and what our strategy is.
About my minutes of about a GPS.
Yes, everything is GPS tracked and pinned now. So in particular, there's some right across the street over here that are in rough shape that are town. So we will find them and we will take care of them, but
Right.
it's on my very long to-do list.
Right.
So, and I don't know, Mason, maybe you know, so Pratt Park over here, which I guess is green space, is that MRA? So all of Pratt Park would be, if somebody had to fund to treat trees on Pratt Park, would that be the town or MRA or some joint?
I think that that's mostly MRA.
So that would all be MRA funded?
The only
Because
thing-
there's a lot on that side.
The only thing that town is the hill part. Anything on the other side, both sides is MRE.
Okay, good to know.
Okay, yeah,
Have you
because I
s-
knew it was, on the map, it's, on some map that I printed, it shows as green space. But I just didn't know if something, if a tree falls or a tree needs treated there, that's MRA takes care of it.
MRA is, just like Todd's correct, MRA takes care of that main part
Okay,
and really most of the entrance. Again, the town will go in and do work there occasionally. It's their baby.
it's their baby, okay, all right.
Have you seen any progress on all the work? Is it too early?
Sorry, say that
Have
again?
you seen any progress on all the treatments you did last year? Is it too early for that?
It's really too early to say. Really, what we're looking for is if you look at a hemlock and on the tips of it are bright green, that is a very good sign. So we're kind of keeping an eye on all of our hemlock.
Are you watching those?
But
Okay.
as anyone walks around, please look for
Right.
that, right? That'll
Right.
tell us if
Okay.
you don't see the bright green tips, on a specific tree, that tree is not happy.
Okay.
And so, it may take up to 2 to 3 years for
Okay.
treatments to.
For what you did last year? Okay, great.
health.
Okay.
I mean, to give you an idea, the trees on our family property, we've been treating them for 15 years with injections every 3 years, and, I mean, they're 3 times the height of the house, they're huge. And so,
Great.
when you take care of them, they flourish, so.
Okay, great, thank you. Elizabeth, anything about the treasure tree? I know you're constantly working that map and,
No, the
Okay.
Swannanoa Valley Tree Alliance, they did update their site to have the correct map now.
right,
So that people, if anybody does go to that site to try to come find trees here, then they'll find the right one and won't be focused, won't be sent to bridges that no longer exist.
Okay. Thank you for
I
that.
did not get, when I was more focused on giving away trees and telling people how big a red oak grows. I did not get any applications at our tree board table
Okay.
for new
Right.
treasure trees. I
Right.
did ask, I checked with Londa and asked her to let me know if they got any nominations for Montreat trees, because over at their table,
Right.
they had the nomination form.
Right.
I only know of Grant had mentioned that he wanted to nominate a tree, and I don't know whose land that tree is on.
I actually called
That's
him.
the only potential nomination I know, and we
Yeah,
should just
yeah.
send him to the,
Yeah.
but does anybody else know of any trees that people want to nominate in the Montreat Valley?
Not offhand. I did call him after you told me, and I didn't hear
Yeah.
back from him. After a couple calls, I just let it drop.
Our neighbor is interested, but
Yeah.
they were not here, so.
Do we need to advertise, like a site, just advertise it once in the Montreat Minute or something?
I'm going to get into that
and
under
say-
new business. Yes,
Okay,
I
all
think
right.
that's a good idea. Yes. All right, so thank you for that. All right, so let's get into the last remaining subject, which is the one that's been around for a long time, is the Chestnut Project Planning Program. Okay. So, I put out in front of you this message I got from Peggy McDonald, because I was asked by, I think, Commissioner Blake, to, Eddie, get in writing exactly what they're going to do and how it's going to be maintained, to try and satisfy our neighbors who live in that area. So this is the document that she sent to me. And take a minute to read it. It's not that long. I have not shared this with the neighbors yet.
Has Savannah committed to providing?
No. I was going to wait to hear from you guys after you saw this, and then proceed as you want, and see what the commissioner says about how we should proceed. As we had a discussion that we don't really have to go to the commissioners for an approval. I think, Elizabeth, you brought that ordinance to our attention.
Let me just add, though, in our public discussions with those folks in the room,
Yes.
I wasn't aware of, Elizabeth brought to our attention after the meeting had concluded, that in fact there was a sentence in the regulations that indicated that we did not need the town's council's approval. So I think we ought to bring it back before the town anyway, or else we're just gonna get blowback from them that they were left out of the process when they were given the impression that they were going to be able to come before the town council. In fact, they met with Savannah after our meeting to complain about us. And Savannah assured them that, nothing was gonna happen without them, I guess, putting say their piece, which will also be remarkable when they find out what the folks in our audience think about the importance of chestnut trees, which they seems to be not on their radar. So I do think we probably, again, just in the spirit of public relations, involve the town council to some degree, but I think this gives us all we need to provide it to the town council. And Savannah will have to make a decision from her own budget and Public Works. They'll need to decide whether they can do this or not, because that's just a budgetary decision.
I mean, as far as the maintenance, cutting the grass or whatever.
Yeah, but I can't imagine that, particularly if it's that they won't be able to maintain that to some reasonable degree. It's not like we have a long growing season here.
Well, and it is, the community garden plot is adjacent to other common area land, which I believe they already maintain.
It could be, I don't know.
So the one thing I would think about is if we're going to be mowing that space, we probably, kind of like we've done with the other trees that are the young trees, is having a border around the base of it so they don't get mowed down.
Yeah,
But,
that's
you
a
know,
very good point.
I think we just need to protect the tree,
Right.
and then the mowers can go and mow around wherever they need to go mow, so.
So-
And they don't have to mow the entire, they have to mow enough to protect the chestnuts, but the town doesn't have to
The whole
commit
plot
to
doesn't need to
mowing
be
the whole
mowed.
plot and every inch of it. It can go back to natives or whatever.
So Mason, are you suggesting that one of us should make a presentation at the next monthly meeting And you guys gonna have to vote on this?
I just, we'll see how Savannah wants to do
Oh,
it.
I'll talk to her first.
She can
Okay, fine.
vote on it, or just bring it up and say, unless the town council objects,
Okay.
that we,
All right.
we'll figure that out. But yes, I think it ought to come before the town council, so these folks have a right to get up and speak, to oppose it.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, I'll see you before we
I
leave.
think, given what's in the ordinance, I think that whatever we phrase should be done carefully, because, you know, if the town wants to publicly support, the council wants to support a continued relationship with the American Chestnut Foundation. I think that's a nice tack to say that we want to encourage and make that flourish. But I don't think we want to get on that slippery slope of approving, that the council needs to approve every tree that gets planted in town
No,
green
and
space. So it's
We can
somewhere
make that-
in there.
Make that clear, that we're, again, that we're
Yeah.
not necessarily asking for their approval, but these folks have asked for
Yeah,
the right to complain about this, and we
Yeah.
want to give them.
yeah, that I agree with. I just don't want the council to have to start, anytime
No,
Barry wants to grow or cut or
Council
plant a
doesn't wanna
tree,
be
that
approving
you
trees.
don't, the tree board doesn't even want to be doing that,
Council
you
doesn't
know.
really approve.
Okay, I will see Savannah if she has 5 minutes before I leave about this.
And I know from the past that there are residents in other parts of the town who object when the trees get tall and block their view. And it's like,
Actually was their original. They did not voice that.
but, yeah, but part of it,
That's their,
They did in the first time they came, they mentioned.
yeah,
okay.
but,
That's what they had really voiced to Savannah before our meeting, that this was somehow going to block their view of the mountains.
and it's Barry and Daniel in the, because I had to work with one resident about this, and she complained every year. But it was on somebody else's property, and it's like, you have to be extremely tactful. And it's tricky, but we are in the right on this one, so, yeah.
One of the nice things about this letter is it establishes these are going to be 20-foot high trees.
Yep, yep, yeah.
All right,
And I don't know that, after the last meeting, I don't believe that Griffiths are in support of how Dunbar's approached this.
that's true.
So
I heard from them.
Good.
I think there will be less resistance than we expect at town council.
Yeah, Mr. Dunbar actually called me yesterday. Yeah, and he wanted to know if he should come today. I said, well, first of all, you're more than welcome to come, it's an open meeting. But, so I guess he decided not to come. Okay, all right, so that's the plan. So by the next, I'll see Savannah today, tomorrow, whatever, see what she says. She'll decide how to handle it with the commissioners, and then hopefully by May 12th, we'll have a, if not before, you know,
Let me just say that probably we're not going to have a regular meeting May 12th. It's probably not going to be a quorum. Savannah is scheduling another meeting in May.
well, our meeting's May 12th, I don't know when yours is.
Well, and our meeting's May 14th is scheduled.
Okay.
But we've got two commissioners that are going to be out of town.
Okay.
Well, actually, I think 3. So they're not going to have a quorum for the regularly scheduled meeting, but there will be another May meeting. If maybe she wants to push it to June.
That's whatever she decides. Yeah, I mean, she may say, she may give us the okay to do it, right, as a town manager?
She may.
She may, so we'll see. All right.
But then you're going to have to explain that to Mr. Dunbar.
Yeah, well, I can handle that. Yeah, okay. All right, so you're really suggesting to get it before the town?
Well, I'm just, I think we gave them the impression that that they would have another bite at this apple. And I'm just, if Savannah wants, somebody needs to call and explain to them they're not going to do it. Get it, as a result,
All right. Okay, we'll take your suggestion,
so that,
see what Savannah says.
again, it's just managing people's expectations.
That's all.
Not what's right or wrong, it's
Right.
and making sure they be treated fairly.
You're right, you're right.
That's part of our, sometimes we don't, I'm not very good at it, because I got mad at those people, but I try to be respectful.
Mason, you're a very good barometer for when Mason gets angry.
you know you've crossed a line. So I really appreciate your demeanor. 99% of the time is very controlled, and when you get mad, I know somebody's done something wrong.
I think that's good insight. All right, that was all the old business I remember. Anybody have any other old business that I didn't put on? Anybody have any other old business that I did not get on the agenda? Okay. All right, let's go into some new business. I'll start off. I think that we should start doing a few educational programs, especially in the warm weather in the summer. I spoke with the Chestnut people at the table at the Land Care, and they are willing to come out and do a little presentation for us at based on their schedule and our availability. They have a whole educational program. I think it'd be a nice thing for the town to do. So, no cost to us, but they have a whole set educational program on chestnuts that they're willing to do in
The
Montreat.
two gentlemen that came,
Right.
they were from a remote chapter, I believe, because I think everybody
Oh.
else was at this national meeting.
Okay.
And so I'm
John,
not sure.
the fellow I talked to was John.
I'm not sure which one,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry. But
They're local chapter people,
okay.
because he said call the main office, which I know, that's in Weaverville. Yeah, so
We-
I can pursue that.
The people selected to do that.
Okay, yeah.
And I think one of the things we did several years, we tried during COVID, or right as we thought COVID was ending, we had tried to do a Arbor Day celebration specifically about chestnuts here at the town hall. And then because of COVID and young children, et cetera, we had to cancel it at the last minute.
Was there a lot
But
involved?
we worked strictly with the American Chestnut people.
Okay.
And they have some wonderful educational
Yes, they do.
boxes and tactile stuff for kids. And
Right.
I think it'd be great if
All
there's
right.
some way we could work a summer
Okay.
program in,
All
yeah.
right, so I will call them and tell
Yeah.
them that we're interested and see what they have.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know last summer, because I'm relatively recent full-time, I know last summer at the cottagers meeting, the tree board had a table, and I think that's a good time. You know, the cottagers meeting is a time when there's a lot of people already
Yeah.
gathering an event.
Yeah.
So I think we need to plan for that meeting.
Okay.
And what information do we have? What is it that we want to present, whether it's hemlocks, chestnuts?
Yeah.
Treasure
um,
trees.
Treasure trees. I
Right.
mean, there's
Yeah.
a number of topics, but do we want to have multiple tables, each one with a topic? And then other people do have tables. Land Care has a table, so there are other tables
Yeah.
there. So it's, which, do we want outside, I don't even know if it was outside groups or inside groups at the cottagers.
It's mainly
We had a board-
inside groups.
Is there someone there's someone that we can call?
So for the cottagers
Yeah.
meeting, you
The
work through the
Caspers are
Caspers.
president right now.
They're the
Caspers.
presidents, and that's,
Oh,
meeting is
My neighbors.
the end of July, beginning of August usually.
And there'll be, I should know the date, but I don't. There'll be plenty of room for tables.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You know, you can, frequently people do two tables.
Yeah.
So, you know, because you can line the whole room with them.
Yeah,
Any
because
volunteers?
we had a table last year, because I know Ashley had a
Ashley
lot
had
of
lots.
HRI stuff, and we had the floodplain thing, and that brought a lot of attention again this year. I was
Okay.
surprised that there was that much interest in it, yeah.
It's a great event. I'm glad you brought it up, Elizabeth, because you get out of town, you get summer visitors that really don't get a lot of information
Yeah,
any other time of the year, but for that meeting, because when they're here, I mean, I know my family, when we came up in the summers, we sort of cocooned. I mean,
Yeah.
and if
you're on vacation.
We're on vacation, cocooned. We really didn't look outside too much, other than going to the craft shop or something like that, or taking the kids to, you know, clubs. And so this really gives them exposure to information. This is their only opportunity.
Anybody want to volunteer to call the Caspers?
The event is July 18th, just for your information.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think it's important to remind them as to why they like to come to Montreat in the summertime.
Yeah.
And it's not because it's a desert,
Right.
it's because it's an oasis from the summer city.
Right, right.
Oh.
Okay.
So, and I'm sure the cottagers will have some more. And then, okay, so that's one time when we as a board can
Right.
push out some information about either projects that we have,
Right.
fundraising that we need, volunteers that we need.
And I'm not sure that it's the tree board's job, but also we need to have sanitation information, so.
Yeah.
Have what?
Sanitation,
Oh, yeah, well,
beer
that's,
boxes and that kind of stuff, but I don't know if that's a town representative. that needs to be-
that's a different, that's not us.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah.
That'll be the town.
That would be a town,
Yeah.
thing. But, okay, so there's that opportunity.
Right.
So when you're talking about educational opportunities, when else were you thinking about something
Well,
special?
yeah, I was, a little bit. I was thinking the education programs and the summer programs, maybe they're one and the same. I mean, we can reach out to other groups besides Chestnut. There's HRI, and there's probably even Swananoa Valley, Wilds. I mean, I'm sure they have things.
MRA has a person that is the environmental educator for the children.
Yeah.
For the clubs program.
Yeah.
I don't know who that
Yeah.
person is or who has retained that job, but
Jason does it, and then one of his rangers, one of the youth rangers actually helps run the sessions.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not looking to duplicate what they do. I would like us to do something for adults as well, not just children. I mean, just, because we are the tree board of Montreat.
Yeah, but that's actually a good idea to actually provide some information to MRA, like if they wanted to do chestnuts, or teach the kids about chestnuts, or whatever. I don't
Well,
know.
and they've got all the walking tours that were put in place years ago, too.
Who is that person at MRA?
Huh?
Is there a person associated with that activity?
Tanner does.
Tanner.
Yeah,
He's ultimately in charge.
Jason executes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
And I think it's been one of Jason's staff who's gone around with the clubs in years past.
Yeah, that's-
Yeah, one of the summer staff, yeah.
Maybe, Ed, our role really is to furnish materials here, because
Yeah.
this is already
Right.
been done. We
Yeah.
don't,
Right, we don't want to redo it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just let's make sure they've got all the materials they need.
Fine. Okay.
Which some college student coming in may just. take what they need.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
That's just another avenue to get our information out
Yeah.
about the trees in Montreat.
Well,
For them.
So in terms of reaching adults, have there been other types of sessions that have been
Yeah.
successful?
Well, I was thinking about
Yeah,
the
I
post
think
office.
one of the thing is to repeat again, to let's expand a little bit more on the restoration after Helene, because that's been an issue in the western part of the state. I mean, we're not the only ones. And I think people are a little more aware of it because it doesn't bounce back like you do after everything, a lot of other things. And just help provide and facilitate people to get the information they need.
About restoration.
And especially when it came to the floodplains, I know that's kind of a thing with me, but it's,
The land care table did have that as feedback. A couple people
Yeah.
asked them about having specific information about restoration.
All right. I'm
Yeah.
But
making
that's
that note.
kind of all of land care. I don't know that it's.
Yeah, but we can-
Trees are a big part of it. but,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
It's bank restoration, so, but they were, but it was feedback that maybe next summer's.
Okay.
The next Arbor Day, we need to be sure there's some sort
Yeah.
of restoration.
We talked about doing maybe some post office tabling,
yeah,
only for an hour or two.
we just
which I
have an
should-
ongoing,
It
yeah.
might-
Yeah, well,
I
that's
think
for
we
sure,
can-
but I spoke
Yeah,
to,
that's-
I spoke to the, what's his name, Jason and Nova? Jordan, and they told me, Eddie, just let us know when, and you're more than
Yeah.
welcome to put a table out there. We don't even need a tent, and we can just,
I'll second Tyler's
Yeah.
idea that if we do something, you do it at the same time as the ticket sales.
Yes.
For the 4th of July
Yep.
barbecue,
Okay.
because that's when you have foot traffic.
okay.
that's 2
Yep.
weeks before the 4th of July.
Do what?
Monday through Friday.
Oh, you're
It's
right.
the full 2
Great
weeks
idea.
prior to
Okay.
the 4th.
They
Yeah.
usually have a person in charge of that volunteer effort, right?
That is correct. It was,
Beth
Alice.
Fountain and Alice Lynch and
Beth
Beth
Allen
Fountain.
is going to be chairman this year.
Is she? Okay, she's my neighbor. I'll call her.
And mind you, I did attend as often as possible.
Yeah.
Hemlock education.
Yeah, I remember you were there, yeah.
So I will be down there probably again to do more hemlock education.
Okay.
However, I have a conference the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of July, so I will not be there for those.
Okay, all right, I'll talk to Beth, and the idea is for us to have a separate tree board table, handing out tree board information, whatever it may be. At the same time, they're selling tickets, is that correct?
And I think we've used a lot of the land care flyers about restoring and using natives and what's invasive and
All right.
all of that sort of thing, because there's invasive trees as well as,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, we got
But
time.
that-
That's
but
good
that
planning.
At least, because you were talking about targeting adults, and to me,
Yeah.
it's, like Tyler said, that's a time when you actually have
Okay,
foot traffic.
sure.
Only
That's a lot of foot traffic.
Yeah, and it's
Oh,
3
yes.
hours or whatever, and
Yeah.
if it's not, we don't make every single one, it's fine.
Okay, great, okay. Anybody have any other ideas about outreach during the warm weather to the residents of Montreat as it relates to tree board? Okay, there's enough on our plate. Okay, as volunteers.
Keep thinking.
All right. Okay, Tyler, you got anything to report in the town? Anything exciting? Just normal maintenance going on and things like that?
Barry and them cut 2 trees down, I don't know where, but, and then they planted roughly 300 to 400,
300 to 400 what?
trees,
300 to 400 trees?
individual thick
Uh-huh.
things along Graybeard, Dimley, West Virginia, so.
Okay.
They,
Elizabeth, that's what you and I were looking at the other day,
Yeah, they're
right there on the
called-
bank.
yeah,
There's-
it's called live staking, and Swananoa Valley Wild had a session about it.
Yeah,
And
and
then
Town
they-
of Black Mountain gave them like 400 of them.
Yeah.
They went around and took them all over.
Oh.
And I think they still have some left.
Yeah.
I guess they're still viable. I don't know how long
Yeah.
they stay viable. So if somebody's, Barry asked me if I knew anybody interested, and I kind of said, ask Jason, because maybe MRA has property that they could put more on, but they've probably already gone there, but I don't know anybody else who's interested in more live stakes in Montreat.
Live stakes or trees?
It's called live, it's basically a stick that you put in the ground.
Yes?
And then it sprouts and grows. And a lot of times
Really?
it's done down along, right next to creeks, because it stays damper and wetter. That's where I've seen it, and I didn't make the session in, the recent one in Black Mountain to know how it works, but they put a whole bunch right below the dam. You'll see the little, if you stand at the nature center and look across, you can see all the little sticks in the bank, and they're starting to send
Oh, I've
leaves.
seen, yeah, okay.
But the only place I've ever done it was actually like, literally, if this is the creek, it was a foot away from the water.
Right.
But I don't know if you went to the sessions or,
Okay, so there's a lot going on. I guess my point is, I wonder, I don't really see it appear in our town of Montreat minute as often. I mean, this is a lot of work. 400 new trees are going into Montreat. I think the residents should know that. Is that our responsibility to get that information into the town of Montreat minute?
And I think
That's
Montreat
important
Minute's a perfect way to convey a lot of that, because we are,
Minute thing that Black Mountain just did, we got a bunch of.
Okay, but it's a
people
done deal,
wanting-
though. It's been done.
but I think, and I think it's important, because we need to remember, we are a town function. We're not independent of the
Right,
town,
right.
and so Montreat Minute's
So
a perfect
Commissioner
place.
does that, newsletter?
Yeah, yep, so you might just.
I mean, he's more than
Yeah.
amenable to do whatever he wants.
When you talk to Savannah,
Yeah, because I think the town should know that we are busy.
well, and that's
Things are
actually
going
good,
on.
because if what Barry said was true, that he still has some left,
Yeah.
if we advertised the live staking in the Montreat Minute, then if anybody's interested, they can contact Savannah,
Yeah.
not Barry.
not Barry.
They can contact Savannah to
Okay.
get more information about availability or
All right.
more possibilities, because maybe somebody has private land that they could put some on, but Barry can't go on private
Oh, yeah,
land to do
okay,
it, so.
all right, okay.
Or you literally, it's not rocket
All right,
science.
that's good.
But that would be a good way to
Yeah.
help, and check with Barry to be sure he wants it, how he wants it advertised.
Well, leave it up to, like,
Yeah.
Commissioner
The
Blake's,
other thing is,
up to Savannah.
when
Yeah.
people know what it is, they will help protect it.
Yes,
Yeah, I can totally see kids climbing up and down the bank and, but if people know that those are like, fledgling little trees that we're trying to grow the bank back, they might.
Yeah.
Good
Probably
point.
just like that,
all
little
right, okay,
piping,
all right.
tie just sticking around everywhere.
Yeah, well, and also they could be dangerous for children, so that's.
Okay.
It's not like that kind of stick where you get dabbed.
Right.
Yeah, they're-
We were looking at it the other day. I mean, it's an impressive project to see how many they put in.
All right,
Yeah, they put in a lot.
we'll
They
get a little
right below the
publicity
dam,
there.
so-
I'll call Commissioner, talk to Savannah, and then So I'm-
Stabilize the back.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to take a photo right there too from the
All right.
nature center.
Any other new
Where they
business?
put a bunch in.
No? Okay.
Oh, I heard that the memorial chestnut tree over here got replaced, but I haven't been over there to see if it,
You know, I did see somebody over there a
Somebody
couple
did.
weeks ago
Yeah,
planning. I did
donated.
see that, yeah.
put a new one in.
Yeah.
Well, that was part of our discussion with the Chestnut people. They were
Yeah.
going to replace the town hall chestnut,
Yeah.
other than the three. They were going to maybe give us a couple others.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else on the inventory? How's the drought situation here? Drought. Did you get any feedback on that? Dry, okay. I mean, I know the county issues their warning, but we go by the county, is that correct?
Still a fire ban still.
Okay.
Every time I smell it, I go down and check monkey bottom, make sure no one just got something.
Okay, good idea. Thank you for that.
Must even be
Yeah.
recent.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
Okay.
it's, we're in pretty, we're not in the darkest extreme drought, but yeah, the whole southeast is pretty dry, and I know they've been,
That's the thing, you start
there's-
smelling it burning, and it's like, if someone just leave that campfire cooking thing and wind it.
Okay. All right, so nobody could make it today from Public Works. Okay, fine. So Commissioner Blake, anything you need to share with us from the town?
Not really, as indicated, I don't think we're gonna have a May meeting because of quorum, but otherwise, there's really nothing.
Okay.
We're working on the budget.
Any questions for the commissioner? No? Okay, great. All right, so any other general announcements from the board before we adjourn?
Yeah, of course. This is why you're always glad when I don't show up. Elizabeth and I were talking about the tree management guide over the weekend, and it needs to be revisited because it was last updated in 2019. And I talked to her about helping her go through that and kind of update, and I think it might be interesting to have the hemlock restoration inventory added to it, because we have tree inventories in it to show what we've done. And I think it's probably really important, especially after Helene, what's happened with a lot of stuff, and put some more information in the back. And
So
yeah,
what would you
and
like?
and
Do we have that document electronically?
this is supposed to be on, yeah, I have it in hard copy because I find it hard to read online.
I agree. So
Yeah.
If you have, do you have an extra copy, hard copy?
I don't know if there are any left here at the town or not. This is my
It's on the
personal one.
town website.
Yeah,
So you can,
yeah.
there's a PDF on the town website, and I got a thumb drive from Ed, and I have the soft copies, or at least PDF copies, a lot of it, it's in, each section of the tree management guide is in a different file. Okay. So, but yes, there is a number of
Yeah,
electronic.
but it's here in the back. When you see the hard copy, you can put together, because a lot of the ordinances that pertain to the trees and to planning are in the appendices. So, yeah.
Yeah,
So
that-
what would you, are you making a suggestion that we should do something with that?
It needs to be reviewed and updated if need be. Number one, Elizabeth called my attention to the fact that in the ordinance, it tells us how many people are supposed to be serving on the tree board, the makeup of the tree board. Well, we changed that. The ordinance has to be approved by the town council. It cannot just be, oh, well, we're going to change the ordinance. It has to be approved by town council.
The town council approved the change.
Did it approve it? Oh, okay.
You-
Oh, that's right. But it needs to be,
That's not the ordinance, that's just, tree guide is not the ordinance.
no,
The
but,
tree guide needs to be updated directly.
no, but it's,
So on
what
the
I'm
town
talking about-
website,
what
the
I'm-
ordinance still has 3, not 5.
what I'm talking about is the ordinance actually is published in the back of the tree guide as one of the appendices. Yeah, and so that needs to be updated to whatever the current ordinance is. So,
And what is why was this document initially created? Was that because we became a tree board? Is that part of our
yes.
infrastructure as a tree board? Is to have
Yes.
this document?
It was this is before everything got put on the web at that point. Hard copy was the way to go.
Before Andrew formed the tree board and really got it started, did it.
Yeah. So this was,
We're in terms of intellectual infrastructure for the tree board.
Yeah.
It really is impressive what they do.
and it's an important document, and I think everybody, you know, if you don't have it in your files, you need to have it in your files. I no longer have access to be able to distribute it all. So,
Say it's on the
So
web.
it's, when I got on the tree board, I looked at it, and then I realized that it had a number of appendices. So this was like last fall. I haven't brought it up as well as Ann has right now, like, yes, we need to actually do this. But I started reading it, and then I realized that the appendices had our ordinance.
yeah, they have the
And
hills.
I actually double-checked with what was on the town site, because it's like, well, that's 2019. But in the ordinance, it says that we will have a, quote, Monterey Tree and Shrub Standard Specification and Detail Manual, which I think is actually that, and that we're going to revise it at a minimum, every 2 years.
Yeah.
And
It's been
6, 7.
so, almost 7. So
And the
either
one-
we need to change the text, or we need to, or
It needs,
both.
yeah.
We do the work.
It needs to be updated.
It's a little
Yeah,
aggressive.
yeah, it just needs to be updated. There's one part that has never been written, and that's the planting guide, because other things have interrupted with that. So whether we want to go ahead and do that part of it is different, but, you know, I see no problem leaving it blank at the moment. There's space in it to add it.
So
Yeah,
what do you,
I
so-
was going to say, I'm on the road a little bit for the next couple of weeks, but
Yeah.
I'm willing
No.
to sit with you and start going through
Yeah,
it.
and I'm happy
line
to
by
go back
line,
through it.
and what can we revise and what,
Yeah,
you know,
Yeah.
what needs,
All right,
how
so
can we make it a better document?
I'll make a suggestion. Why don't you guys give your meeting and give us just a preliminary report May 12th?
yeah. I mean, we figure we're not going to have anything finalized until the
And
fall
all members
anyway.
should look at it between
Yeah.
now and then. I'll look at it
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah,
All right, fine.
so,
Okay, so that'll be an agenda item, May 12th, okay? Meeting, just a preliminary review of it. Okay, great.
yeah.
Okay, thank you. Anything else?
And just to
Yes.
share, I will not be here on the May 12th meeting.
Okay.
Engagement in Atlanta.
Okay.
And I formally do not accept any additional responsibility.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you for everything you are doing, for sure. All right, any other announcements from the board? If not, motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Okay, second? Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Okay, adjourn. Thank you all.
Good meeting, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, okay. Yeah, we're busy, yeah.
Well,
So,
we should be.
Ashley.
A lot's happened.
Okay. No, well, I'll forget my phone.
Ashley? Yes, ma'am. What did you have on your, did a debrief with Kathy?
Okay. All right, let me go see Savannah and get on her schedule about that chestnut. He did call me yesterday, and I agree 100% what you said. It's out of the bag. We got to deal with it. It's neighbors. You're right.
Yeah, no, we just have to.
Yeah, he was nice about it. I will say that. He said, "Should we come?" I said, "You can come, but really nothing to come for." He said, "Okay."
And I don't mind, but if we're not going to hear, if it's not going to be in a public hearing, somebody needs to call and explain. Then they're not complaining, then they'll come to the.
We had one injury, the Brown Mountain Creamery lady cut her finger when she was bread.
How you feeling?
I'm ambulatory.
Are you taking some creatine to help build that muscle?
No, I'm not taking anything.
Oh, it's all right. It's a chemical that your blood uses to build muscle. So you can get it over again. Typically, you take it after you exercise,
Okay.
and what it does is you take it with protein,
Recording stopped.